The Emergency Office of the Civil Defense is set to deploy its telecommunications team to Catanduanes today. This follows reports of lack of communication from and to the province. The NDRRMC earlier said they can only contact the LGU via satellite phones since signal in the province is still down. And to tell us more about this and other issues raised in today's NDRRMC briefing, we have Maricel Halili reporting live from Mandaluyong. Maricel, anong latest update natin sa Catanduanes?
Yes, Bok. While President Duterte remains to be in Davao as Typhoon Rolly hit several parts of the country, some of the select cabinet officials are now in Camp Aguinaldo to attend the briefing and to give an update about the damages caused by Typhoon Rolly. Some of the highlights are the reports given by NDRRMC Head Undersecretary Ricardo Halad. He mentioned that there are about 10 casualties recorded, 1 injured, and the 3 are reported missing. The cost of damage is still being assessed. There are reported interruption of water supply in Albay, Camarines Sur, Camarines Norte, Catanduanes, and Masbate. About 1,160 passengers were also stranded in Calabarzon, Mimaropa, and Region 5. Nabanggit din ni Secretary Cusi of the Department of Energy that there are about 8,500 households that are still suffering from power outages. And but then there are sufficient supply of petroleum, at least for the next 22 days. Meron ding reminder book si Health Secretary Francisco Duque, especially now that we're still facing the pandemic. He mentioned that despite the number of families and individuals who are now in evacuation centers, minimum health standard must still be followed, considering that we're still facing the COVID-19 crisis. So the policy is only one family must stay inside the classroom during the evacuation to avoid the spread of the virus. And there must be a separate area provided to those individuals who have high risk, including senior citizens, pregnant women, and those who have comorbidities. And if walking in flooded areas cannot be avoided, the individuals must visit a healthcare center right away for antibiotics to avoid leptospirosis. So far, Bok, those are some of the points highlighted during the briefing. The briefing in NDRRMC are still ongoing, so probably after the reports given by the Cabinet Secretary, some of the questions of the media, texted questions will be answered.
You did mention that their last count was 10 casualties or 10 reported dead. Is there any concern that the number would still increase in the next few hours?
There are possibilities that the number of casualties will increase, especially that there are 3 individuals reported to be missing. And there are reports that the government is still having a hard time communicating with the local government in Catanduanes. So there is a team who are already going there to check the situation. So there's a chance that the number of casualties will increase. Hopefully not.
Okay. And do we have any latest report on Typhoon Shoni, or I mean Tropical Storm Shoni, which is approaching the Philippines? Any idea from the NDRRMC whether it is going to hit the mainland?
So far, there are no details yet, although it was mentioned briefly earlier that they are expecting a typhoon or tropical storm Shoni. But aside from that, there are no details yet provided by NDRRMC.
Okay, one last question. Do we have any idea which province was the hardest hit? Was it Albay, was it Camarines, or Batangas?
So far, based on the initial reports provided by the Cabinet Secretary, it's still the area in Bicol, which is considered hardest hit, Albay and Camarines Sur and Catanduanes. But maybe later we can get more details.
Okay, we'll keep in touch with you. Thank you very much, Maricel Halili. Again, that was Maricel Halili reporting live from Mandaluyong City.